It didn't actually take very long for former Vice President Joe Biden to get in trouble. Now, to be fair, this was video from 2015, and that has recently surfaced of Biden praising Dick Cheney. Now, this was during some sort of Walter Mondale event, which is crazy. But nonetheless, let's just take a look at the video.
No, I didn't talk to him about the job. Look,
No, but about how the vice presidency worked?
no, what I talked to about him, look, first of all, I actually like Dick Cheney for real. I get on with him. I think he's a decent man. When I went to see him, I didn't talk to him before. I went to see him after we were elected. And I went to see him at the residence, and he and his wife were extremely gracious to Jill and to me. And he talked about how the office worked as related to the functioning of the office. But he had a very different relationship, and he was a powerful vice president. He had a very different relationship with President Bush. And one of the things I learned from, and it probably sounds like I'm making this up when I say I learned from, but I spoke to this man repeatedly about this job. And Vice President Cheney, he had his own national security team. And it was real, and they were smart guys and women.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to go on and talk about how everybody on their, on Dick Cheney's team is so smart and so accomplished, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Okay, so the important part of that was, oh no, Cheney, great guy. I like him. I get on with him really well. Dick Cheney, the man who shot a guy in the face while he was hunting. And then the guy that was shot apologized for getting shot in the face by Dick Cheney. That Dick Cheney. Or how about the Dick Cheney that got us into Iraq and then made a crap ton of money off of it? He is the Darth Sidious to Jar Jar Bush. There's no getting on with that kind of war criminal that helped lie us into a disastrous war that cost trillions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of innocent lives. Dick Cheney, I believe, led in part to Donald Trump with his over-the-top evil. And Joe Biden's like, no, I like the guy. He was very, very helpful. Oh, was he? Oh, that's wonderful. Great. And you know what he said? You know why he says that? He's part of the club. He's part of the club. Every one of those people, part of the club, and you ain't in it. And as Carlin had said, it's the same club that they use to beat you with. So now, of course, he got some backlash from not only the establishment, or some in the establishment, but also some progressives. And the reason I say some in the establishment is there are some establishment liberals that look at the Iraq War and they're like, no, this was horrible. In fact, David Corn, Mother Jones David Corn, used to be progressive, now and more of an establishment outlet. Nonetheless, Corn said this, quote, "This is a problem. A decent man doesn't mislead a country into a misguided war that kills thousands of American GIs and leads to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of civilians." You got David Corn criticizing you. That's bad. Sean King, progressive activist, he said, y'all come get your dude. He went on and on about how much he likes Pence too. Disgusting. Then, here you have AJ Plus producer Sana Saeed saying this, quote, "Without any exaggeration, Dick Cheney is one of the most evil men to set foot in this world. A man behind whom a trail of war crimes follow, and Biden thinks he's a decent man. Is this your man, Democrats? I hope not." Unfortunately, of course, with Donald Trump, here you've seen the establishment rehabilitating people like George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Oh, he's not so bad. He's a real Republican. Donald Trump, however, Donald Trump's the unique evil. Now, this reminds me of the Henry Kissinger moment from Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Now, Kissinger, massive war criminal, probably worse than Dick Cheney, and she's like, oh, no, it's one of my friends. No, he's fine. No. Not fine. This is not fine. Stop rehabilitating war criminals. But see, again, for Biden, these people, they're all in the club. And what's funny is that they don't want Donald Trump in the club because, I don't know, maybe it's because he beat Hillary Clinton when he wasn't supposed to beat Hillary Clinton. I mean, how dare he not know his role as the Pied Piper candidate? We were supposed to win that. Me and my buddies were all supposed to get fantastic cabinet positions and all that. He was not supposed to win. And now we hate Trump, and now Trump's worse than Hitler. No, he's not. Donald Trump's bad, right? But is Donald Trump worse than Dick Cheney? No, he's not. And look, Donald Trump says horrible things. And he's done some very awful stuff on the border with immigration and has empowered white supremacy. I can go on. But Dick Cheney has literally led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of innocent people all over the Middle East. Now, look, you could also say, but yeah, look, Trump, Yemen, he's blocked the War Powers Resolution on Yemen. That's also really horrible. But still, I kind of think Dick Cheney is a little bit worse. I mean, Dick Cheney has a body count that far surpasses Donald Trump, at least for the moment. And I'm more than happy to come back later on and be like, okay, yeah, now is the point where Donald Trump has surpassed Dick Cheney. But I'm really hoping we never get to that point. Now, at the same time, you don't want to lionize Dick Cheney. I mean, why would you do that? Especially if you want to consider yourself progressive. And I know this was back in 2015. But Dick Cheney has not gotten to be a better person. Dick Cheney is still Dick Cheney. He is still a terrible person. But seriously, why would you do that? Why? I don't get it. Now, I wonder if he's changed his tune. Probably not. Now, what's funny is that Joe Biden also calls himself a progressive. No. Joe Biden is no progressive. If Dick Cheney or Henry Kissinger are your friends, then you are nowhere near progressive. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.